Today we are going to be discussing support and resistance, guys. So as the market moves, the market is going to find areas that it reacts to. These areas are known as support and resistance areas. So for instance, if this market is falling like this, what we are going to see happen is going to be falling until it comes to an area that it finds support at, and then the market from here is going to push up from that particular area. One of the reasons why we identify these support areas would be so that when the market comes to these areas, we want to look for entries or trades, because trading, as I always say, it's pattern recognition. So if I could identify these areas and the market comes to these areas, these are good areas for me to start looking to buy, because unless the market is going to break that level, it usually bounces at support. It will not bounce at support all the time. And the same thing for resistance. All right, so resistance is the opposite. So resistance prevents the market from going up. So when the market is going up, it's going to come to a level where it holds, and then from there, it's going to reject that level and then start falling. Same concept. Why do we identify these areas? We identify these areas so that once the market approaches these levels, we can look for entries. And the nice thing about these concepts, entries at support and resistance give us very good risk reward. Because if it is I am selling up here, I'm basically selling at a key level, at a top level, so my risk is going to be very small. Secondly, if the market breaks out of these levels, so let's say the market basically breaks a support or resistance level, it still gives us very good risk reward. So if the market approached this level here and we were expecting a bounce, and the market breaks this level, we simply wait for it to come back, a rejection here, and then we could sell. And the opposite for a buy. When the market is going up and it approaches the level, we wait for a rejection. Our first plan is always going to be the current analysis until the market tells us otherwise. So if the market had approached a resistance area, I would have said it's time to start selling. But we would be looking for selling opportunities, not just diving in the market. So then if the market comes here, breaks the level, we'd wait for a retest of that level, and then we would look to buy. So this is what this is going to look like for a buy, and this is what a break of this is going to look like for a sell. Now, let's go to the live charts and look for these areas. So it's basically a horizontal area on the market. So if I go here and I just want to do horizontal raise, I could already see that this top level here, and all you need is a minimum of 2 touches for support or resistance area. All right, so we could see that this high, this is the high of this movement, this is the low of this movement. From here, if I map out, I could see that this market basically from here pushed down and then found support here and then pushed all the way back up to resistance. So this here would be an area of support. The reason why I extend it all the way is because, as you could see, just like I was telling you all before, from here, what did the market do? It came to this level. Let's say this was the current price. I would have been saying, all right, guys, if this market holds, we'll be looking to buy. If it breaks, we need a retest and then a sell. So what happened here? We had the market break, we had the retest, we had rejection, and we could have entered selling right at this area here. Again, this is now acting as resistance, pushing the market down. So when the market pulls back up to this level, we could have sold, pull back up to this level, we could have sold, pull back up to this level, and then it finally fell. All right, and again, let's dive a little deeper. When the market was falling from this level, we could identify this area right here as a level that the market found support at. What happens again? And this is why I love support and resistance, because the market comes to these areas, rejects, come to this area, reject. Again, we could do this at least, and let me show you all, 1, 2, 3 more times, all on this one time frame. So if this is the only strategy you have and you want to use it successfully, it's about being patient, waiting for the market to confirm the move. You're not just going to jump in at these levels. You want to wait for confirmation or rejection at these levels, and every time the market comes to one of these levels, you wait, let the market tell you what it's going to do, and then you look to enter. So based on that, this is how this would have developed. found support, pushed up to resistance, rejected what was previous support to become resistance, fell. All right, we broke the level, support, to resistance, support to resistance, support to resistance. We broke that level again, came all the way down to this was the lowest point, pushed all the way back up. This is where we're currently at, and we seem to be forming some rejection here now. So this is how a trade in this would have looked. And again, this is why I say you have good risk to reward. We would have been looking to enter, probably selling here. All right, for me, this trade, because this is the daily chart, so this market has already pushed from the area 175 pips. So unless you are willing to have a 250 pip stop, this might be too much of a trade, too much of a high risk trade for you right now. So how would we approach this? I like this idea here, and just like we did in the past, I would then go to a smaller time frame like this, and I would be looking for the waves down. So if this is what's going to trade here, just like we had before, for me, I'm a fib trader, as I tell you all, so I would plot my fibs A, B, C to D. I would wait for this market to complete this swing, and once we complete this swing down to this here, I would wait for a correction again for the market to form a lower high, and at this lower high I would look to enter and start trading this market all the way down. Now I would be cautious on this one, and this is for educational purposes right now. This is not telling you next week to sell. We need to wait and see what happens. And the reason why I would be cautious is the market on this instance did not actually go all the way up and touch the level. As you could see, it came shy of the level here. So what we might see, we might actually get the market coming up to this area first and then rejecting. At these areas here, you want to be looking for maybe something like double tops. You want to be looking for reversals like crowns, head and shoulders. You want to be looking for those patterns before you actually jump in the market.